What does a Formula One Grand Prix actually do to a hotel market? Today on Lighthouse Quick Takes, we are diving into Madrid's upcoming Formula One Grand Prix scheduled for September 11th through 13th, 2026. It's been 45 years since Madrid last hosted Formula One, which was back in 1981, and now with the agreement between Formula One and IFEMA Madrid, the city will now be hosting F1 at least through 2035. The new 5.4-kilometer track has an expected daily capacity of 110,000 spectators. A study from Deloitte estimates around 450 million euros in yearly economic impact from this new partnership. So the question for hoteliers is, how does this show up in the data? Let's start with hotel pricing lift. This chart lines up 2025 actualized pricing against 2026 advertised pricing for September. Early September, the trend lines track almost identically, generally in the low 200 euro range. But as we approach race weekend, the lines diverge dramatically. 2026 prices spike close to almost 660 euros on September 11th and past 700 euros on September 12th, while 2025 on those equivalent days, when comparing year over year on a day-to-day basis, those prices sat around 292 euros and 306 euros respectively. That's more than a 2x year-over-year premium, and it certainly appears directly attributable to the F1 race. After race weekend, the lines converge right back. The F1 effect is sharp, concentrated, and unmistakable. Now, let's look at some direct channel conversion data from Lighthouse Direct to see who's actually converting via the direct booking channel on these F1 stay dates. We pulled the data available as of May 10th, 2026, and looked back 6 months from that date. What we're going to do is examine booking data across all stay dates as the baseline and compare it to bookings specifically for the F1 Grand Prix stay dates. Now, just to be clear what you're looking at, these conversion percentages mean of the pool of travelers in a given party size, what is the conversion percentage for that group of travelers? So, looking at the F1 data, we see family conversion rate leads at 19.2%, by far the highest conversion rate. This lines up with a broader trend across the sport that we're seeing, with F1 actively expanding its family-friendly appeal, and that's showing up clearly in our booking data. It's specifically noteworthy because it's a clear shift from the norm, where solo travelers typically hold the top conversion ratio with a 20.7 conversion percentage, showing for our all stay date baseline. For F1 weekend, solo conversion drops to 12.1%, and we see a similar drop during the F1 stay dates for groups, which convert at 11%, as well as couples, which come in lowest at 4.9%. Finally, let's look at our scorecard and discuss some other statistics pulled from Lighthouse's Bench Direct platform. The average booking value during the F1 Grand Prix dates is up 11.2% over baseline. We also see length of stay increasing by 2.1 nights, so guests are staying nearly twice as long as the typical length of stay. And the booking window is the big mover, with booking lead time jumping by 140.6 days. This means F1 travelers are planning more than 6 months ahead, a fundamentally different demand pattern than typical Madrid bookings. The international visitor mix is also telling. The top 3 non-Spain source markets for F1 weekend are the United States at 14%, the UK at 6.4%, and Mexico at 5.2%. All core F1 fan bases and all markets where targeted direct booking campaigns could have real traction. So what should hoteliers take away from this? First, price early and aggressively. With a booking window stretching past 6 months, high-value F1 guests are locking in rooms early. If your rates aren't reflecting the event premium well ahead of time, you're leaving revenue on the table. Second, lean into families and multi-night packages. Families are converting at nearly 20%, and guests are staying over 2 extra nights compared to baseline. And third, target the international mix. The US, the UK, and Mexico make up the top 3 non-domestic markets. There is a clear opportunity for market-specific direct booking campaigns to capture that transatlantic and Latin American demand before the OTAs do. Thank you as always for tuning into the Spotlight podcast. My name is Blake Reiter, and we will be back next week, as always, with another Lighthouse Quick Take.